Good evening, everybody. I am the Fancy One, and you are watching another Pokemon Crystal Cinco Bingo speedrun race between Hgfin and DiegolazoR4. Both runners are in the countdown here, so we should see some movement here very shortly. And it'll just catch up in just a moment. And we are off. So based off this card, I'm expecting a Saturday into Sunday rollover, just because we have both win the bug catching contest as well as frustration and return on this card. So the bug catching contest can be done on Saturday and into Sunday for the Looks like Hgfin actually chooses to go for a Friday into Saturday. I'll get a chance to see what these starters are. Gillybirds, Cyndaquil, and Tentacle. And I am being joined here by Snowbear. Hello, Snowbear.
Hello.
So just starting, both one runner choosing Tentacle for their starter, the other one choosing Cyndaquil. DiegolazoR4 is doing Saturday into Sunday, so we do both bug catching contest and the TM 21-27. Hgfin actually chose Friday into Saturday rollover.
Yeah, so it looks like Finn's gonna have to, well, if he wants that goal, he's gonna have to go for a Sunday clock reset.
Yeah, Diego finding a Porygon. Oh, both runners finding a Porygon too. They don't have Pokeballs yet, but that, depending on the moveset, once they do, could be a very good Pokemon to run for both runners.
I am always in favor of Porygon too.
Yeah, anytime you can get a really good special attacker there, it just makes your life a lot easier, because again, physical attackers can be reduced by burn, special attackers not so much.
Well, Porygon 2 is a little bit slower, but it's got a good enough attack and it's got better special, but it can take advantage of its normal stab to make up for its slightly lower attack. Although, for Alligator is a very good choice. You know, a lot of people kind of throw it, or kind of dismiss it because it's one of the starters, but it's actually got one of the higher attacks in the game, at around like 105 or something like that. It's actually really good.
Yeah, and that Hyper Beam's actually really gonna hurt Finn here.
Although he runs away, not quite sure. I mean, I would have still at least picked it up, since that Gator was weakened, which should around 50%, which should mean it's a little bit easier to catch, but I guess not.
Another good thing to note with this card is with both runners doing the rollover, TM13 Star is also on the card, so very nicely built into this setup here.
Yeah, although that middle goal is going to be the real run dealer for this. With the random TMs being the middle, it's a small chance of them not being obtainable, but if they're not obtainable, it's going to be a real struggle.
Yeah, luckily there is quite a few places to check them, but if they're not showing up quickly, it's going to make both of our runners sweat here.
So, okay, so Finn finds the Gator again. Maybe he'll decide to catch it this time.
He's weakening it again, so quite possibly.
Although Leech Life Hyper Beam, it's not the most optimal moveset, but no, it looks like he's just sticking with the Tentacle. Finn has been known to run some of the more uncommon mains. So, I mean, considering also his first match with the Sandshrew, it's not too far-fetched for him to run the Tentacool.
I would be nervous, but so excited to see it. I love it when runners do really out-of-the-box things like that.
It's a little bit more exciting than running a Mewtwo, I gotta admit.
Very true.
Yeah, we've had Mewtwo a total of 12 times this tournament so far, which is the most out of all Pokemon. I think the next one is Ring at 6. I think there was another Pokemon that tied it at 6 as well now, but it's been kind of a struggle for diversity. We have had a lot of different mains, but then there's Mewtwo's.
And just because I haven't had to touch on this, or haven't been able to touch on this yet, Hgfin, this will be his last race in this tournament. He's currently sitting 0-3. DiegolazoR4 is currently 1-1, so very positive. In fact, I think because he beat his 1-on-1 with Ladash, he's guaranteed to get out here, but definitely looking for a second win here.
Well, yeah, that definitely would. A second win would guarantee probably at least a wildcard slot. So one of the interesting things, since it looks like Finn's gonna be probably committing to that Tentacool, is that Tentacool/Tentacool are really, they have a good special, but you have to be careful about their physical defense. That's one of the most fragile parts of that Pokemon.
In HG, paying some respect to Diego, naming the rival after him, always very fun to see that.
Diego naming it the classic ah.
Well, this is something you don't see. Finn choosing to talk to his mom rather than taking a phone call and baiting her out.
I'm not sure that's actually faster, but I think he did talk to her to have her save his money, so we'll have to be careful about that. Although I might have just misread what he attempted to do. So Diego did catch the Espeon Finn also saw. We'll see if he decides to change. Oh no, I thought Diego did catch the Espeon, must have not. But that's a T-Bolt Espeon!
That's really good, and Diego's gonna be really happy just because Cyndaquil does have Sweet Scent, so he'll be able to get a lot of encounters to find the lane pretty quickly.
Well, if anything, that Snorlax will be something. Although I'm surprised, you know, shout out to Finn, you know, trying to make it work with the Tentacool. Although I would have just hopped off that train with the Espeon, not gonna lie.
Yeah, any kind of good lightning move or electric move there is, he's just finding all the good things. He's a Moltres as well. Gonna be really interested if how much he can stay true to this Tentacool and how much he can like resist all these great Pokemon that just keep showing up.
Well, if anything, kudos to him if he makes the Tentacool work, though. It's always nice to see people, as we mentioned earlier, to run unusual pokes. So the Moltres, is there a gender list on the card?
Yes, it's top right.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, actually, getting great information for that early on with both the Porygon 2 and the Moltres. They just really need to find one more and come back to catch that Porygon.
Diego's been having very bad luck. He wipes to the Espeon again. But he finds it right away, so hopefully it gets into the ball this time. The Espeon is very runnable with Thunderbolt, Dragon Breath. That's 2 good special moves, which is more than enough. When I say good, Dragon Breath is I need a special move, and this works.
Yeah, it will be, effective against everything, right? And not super effective, just gonna be able to hit Ghost, it's gonna be able to hit it, really just everything, so it's great coverage to have. Plus, the paralyzed chance on it is super nice as well.
It does help. It does help.
And the Zap Cannon Grappler, that is not fun. Yeah, and Finn's already repelling. He's sticking to this tentacle.
Finn seems to be finding all the genderless Pokemon, which is very good for him.
Yeah, again.
And that's an that's an accuracy reducing move, although I think today's move well, there's the non-HM field moves, which is interesting for TM, but then what's the move? I'm trying to take a look at the move for today.
It's sleep inducing.
Sleep. The ones that are the most obvious are the ones that's never on the card. So we have Bellsprout for Gengar. I'd take that trade.
Yeah, if they can find a Bellsprout that covers the Ghost-type Pokemon that they need. We did see a Meowth not on the card today, but always fun to see things that could be on the card, even if it's not necessarily today's card. It always makes you do that double take.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things. That it's like, even if you see the card, you're like, wait a second, where's that go? I swear that was on the card. And it's like, oh, never mind. But then the worst is when you swear it is on the card, then you don't see it. But then you realize after you've already gone past it that it was on the card. Yep. I tell you, that happens to me all the time.
Ooh, Finn having to reset the second trainer, getting a super effective dig on him. Luckily he did save right before that fight. Yeah, gets hit by it again, but he's gonna try and work his way through it this time with the Suicune. Sketching the dig would be really helpful here because he does have 4 non-HM field moves. And that would give him dig, which is 1, and then we just pick up the 3 that you can get through TMs.
That would be true, yeah. One of the quirky things about dig is that you have to have the Pokemon use it against your Pokemon. You can't just switch it even if it's the last one you use. It has to be used against your current Pokemon that's sketching. Well, that's perfect coverage for Dago's side. Thunderbolt Blizzard. With Dragon Breath and Rock Slide, wow. I mean, The only thing he doesn't have super effective coverage on is Magneton, but other than that, Bolt Beam, it's basically Bolt Beam, just slightly more expensive beam.
Yeah, he's gonna be really happy with this Espeon that he's picked up. In fact, I guess eventually he could switch out Rock Slide for Surf if he wants to get rid of that physical for another special type move.
I could imagine at least, well, Surf is going to replace one of the moves. You could probably also do Strength, I mean, for Blissies. Although sometimes you might wonder how it is. And oh my god, that Slowbro just mirror-coated Diego away, oof. But luckily, they picked up a Revive early on, so that's not a problem. So a funny thing there is that even though Diego used a Revive, if that Slowbro was using Mirror Coat again, it would have done all the damage to the Cyndaquil. It sort of is like Gen 1 in this case, where it stores the last damage that you did, and unless until you use another move, it'll still count.
Today I learned that's terrifying.
So that's one of the worst things about seeing counter or Mirror Coat is if you start healing, you can still get countered for the same damage that you dealt, basically.
And Diego manages to get through Faulkner's Gym, actually surpassing Finn here, so he will be the first one to get this badge.
So it's always interesting to see the runners when they pick up, kind of go out of their ways to pick up items when there isn't too many items on the card.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I can understand picking up TMs, especially in that middle bowl, but Mystery Berry and Black Glasses are both items you can guarantee the pickup on.
I can understand, though, wanting to pick up the Black Glasses. Sometimes, even though it's not that hard to get the Black Glasses in the dark, I mean, it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you just don't want to go all the way down to Blackthorn. So I can understand still picking up the items, but generally the more you pick up, the more time it's spent. That's one of the things I've tried to learn, is to stop my reflex of picking up every single item under the sun.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you just don't realize how much that time adds up, right? Because picking up a single item really only takes like a second or so, but the number of items you pick up it adds up so much.
I mean, that's not to say don't pick up items. You pick up, it's important early on to pick up items for money's sake. Usually once you get one big money item, it's okay to kind of pass off on it, or at least one or two big money items.
Yeah, I think seeing what Finn is doing though, where he's actually opening up this chamber, that might be a little bit too out of the way right now. You're really dedicating some time here, and again, money's great, but buy all three games corner Pokemon isn't on the card. Like, you don't have a super pressing need to get a lot of money very quickly. Diego did accidentally hit this optional trainer, so spending some time there. And Finn finds a Diglett, so that is going to be the first goal once he catches this.
First goal of the first goal of the race. Always good to see.
Unfortunately, the first TM was not the middle goal, so the fourth forwarder is going to keep on searching for that.
Diego's fishing here. He's still looking for a new main. One quirky fact that if you didn't know, it's still the same fishing here in Union Cave. Union Cave is the same fishing as Slowpoke Wall, with the exception of the B2F. That's the floor with Lapras. The Lapras floor has its own different fishing slots that corresponds to different areas. So it's a little bit weird, because most of the time when you fish in a dungeon, it should be the same no matter where. But Union Cave is the exception.
Now we are seeing Finn taking encounters here. We did see Diego just repel here. Again, it's paying off for Finn. He did get the roll, but we're going to see a little bit of progress difference as a result now, right? Because Diego's all the way through Union, about to go into the Slowpoke Well. Meanwhile, Finn still needs to make his way.
Yeah. So one of the things about these early goals, sometimes when it's marked off, is you can, even if there's not really anything directly telling your progress, sometimes if you know someone's not repelling, you can sort of guess where they get the Pokemon. That's one of the things about it, is that early repelling sounds like it's always good, but sometimes, if you know someone's got it from early route, if you can metagame it, it might actually backfire as well.
Yeah, it's taking a risk, right? Because there's going to be a couple places that he could have found it either in Union Cave or in that route right before, and so Diego's going to have to guess correctly here, otherwise he's going to be wasting time looking through those encounter slots. Getting a Growlithe information is early. Good this early, is because I believe I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. No, Arcanine and Ninetales is on the card as well, so that could be information for that goal.
Yep, that's our stone evolutions for the day. Looks like Diego's kind of going through this well, not a problem. I mean, that's what happens when you have Thunderbolt Espeon. It took him a little while to get the Espeon, but once he's got it, he's been good to go.
Absolutely, and we're finding a lot of generalist Pokemon early on here, right? Diego just bought a Staryu as well, so that top corner goal is looking pretty free right now, which is really nice. And as I say that, there is a Magneton as well. That's actually Finn's third. Looks like. I know he's got the Suicune and the Magneton now. I can't remember off the top of my head what the third one is.
There was also the Moltres.
That's right. So yeah, Finn already has enough information to, I mean, if we find that middle goal, right, that's a guaranteed diagonal bingo for him already, which is really nice to be looking forward to this early in the race.
Absolutely. I always love seeing the early goal, or being able to kind of work out a path. The one key question for them is it's gonna be the hardest one is that golem right on corner goal. But
Yeah.
they may not need it though.
At least having the other diagonal easier to get, again, both reliant on this middle TM1 being findable, but having that other diagonals really at least gives you a lot of information, right? Because 3 bingos probably, and then just connecting 2 more, right? Having both diagonals definitely makes it a bit easier, but still doable and doable quickly if you want.
Yeah, so the nice thing about having that, I guess the one thing about that middle goal is you're going to be looking for TMs anyways. So, you're probably going to find the dig TM, which is one of the guaranteed ways of getting the non-HM field moves. So with the dig TM, you just teach Rock Smash, Headbutt, and Sweet Scent, and you're good to go.
Yep, and just in case anybody has forgotten, while TMs are randomized, those that are field moves are given to you by NPCs. So Sweet Scent.
With the exception of dig.
Yep, that's what I was saying. Field moves, not randomized. Leader TMs you can pick up off the ground, definitely randomized. Diego has, I guess the TM in the Union Cave ended up being Flamethrower, and that's even better for his Espeon here.
Oh yeah, Flamethrower. Actually, Flamethrower would guarantee perfect coverage. Would have neutral or super effective against every single Pokemon with Electric, Ice, and Fire.
And I don't know if we've called this out, but it did look like Finn switched his main from Tentacool to the Suicune.
I think that was sort of it was a forced main switch, in the fact that the Tentacool just couldn't survive, and so the Suicune's been cleaning up. We usually tend to call this a dual main, but if he's sticking with the Suicune, that is an official main switch.
Yeah, and Suicune is very defensive here, so he's gonna be having a hard time really with the offensive capabilities, but he does have a lot of safety in exchange.
I guess Diego must have taught over Rock Slide, since we're being told basically we have no longer neutral coverage against Blissey.
Yes, he did teach over Rock Slide.
Good comment, because that's a good point. That was the only physical move that Espeon had. So now if you find a Blissey or Chansey, it's going to take a little bit of time to, well, deal with them. But that is a nice war total found in the forest.
Yep, that will definitely help with row 2 here. Column 1 still going to be tricky with that whole item.
Yeah, so that definitely guarantees row 2 for Diego, which is good to see.
Yeah, both runners having a easy bingo ahead of them is really nice, especially since we're only 2 gyms in. And having some hard times with this Pupitar. And it looks like Diego skipped over Headbutt. You do need to grab that just for the for field moves, because you can't buy it from the department store until you pick it up.
That's correct. You can only pick up those TMs from the department store once you actually talk to them, and the item goes into your inventory. Which is always it should be, but when you're doing item randos, you have to be sure that the item is obtained.
And I see a question in chat, how many hours are expected to finish this? Average race time for this tournament right now is 1 hour and 37 minutes, so while that is the average, this could be a quicker one, or it could take a little bit longer.
Generally, I would say that the winners have been finishing around 1:30 and below. Grabbing that Omnite has been very good for Diego. The Force has been very lucrative for him.
Absolutely. We'll have to see if Finn chooses not to repel here just because he sees Diego marking all these goals.
I'm not sure if Finn actually does repel for the most part. And Diego definitely wants to maybe.
Ooh, this Tentacool is still having a hard time here, right? Aiming to a Spearow.
I think it's just having a bad time overall. Although Diego's still fishing, so he's probably trying to figure. I mean, I guess he's trying to look for anything that wouldn't be traditional.
Yeah, it does accidentally hit another optional trainer here. Maybe he'll get some information here as well, since that seems to be what he's going for. Could have been he's a quick fight, trainer to fight regardless, so it's not going to be too much of a time loss regardless.
You know, it always interests me to watch people go from the bottom to pick up the coin case from here. I've always just made it have to go from the top.
I am definitely one of the people who go from the bottom.
I just don't like to have to deal with dodging a spinner. Or I guess in this case, rotator.
Diego's just gonna get this haircut out of the way here, so it's another goal for him.
It is faster to get the haircut going from top, but that's just a small tidbit. Because if you're gonna pick up the coin case, it's not that bad. Diego doing some menuing, looks like, or a little bit of it. I always like to organize my repels as first slot, potions second slot, and then escape ropes third slot for
Diego
easy
did
access.
not pick up Kenya, so we don't know what Kenya is yet either. But does go directly to the bug catching contest, and has to do this pretty quickly, otherwise he risks the rollover happening before he can get back here.
Typically people set it for an hour rollover, so did he set it for that, or?
He did set it for an hour.
Finn is kind of struggling through that Celebi with its moonlight, which is actually very frustrating for Finn, because he said it for night, which means that the moonlight heals you more health.
Diego finding another genderless Pokemon, he can actually choose, he's gonna run, he can choose to catch this and catch something else in the bug catching contest. It still registers in Pokedex and would be another genderless for him.
As long as he wouldn't reset away, absolutely. I think it would have been worth doing. Not finding ones with good chances.
And Finn beating the rival. So important to note, because the runners chose different starters, the rival fights are different for both runners at this point, which means Finn got the Celebi information while Diego did not.
So that level 17 Crocodile is actually a big... has done a little spreadsheet with more set numbers. So you can kind of scroll down and look. Both of them have put in really good work to be able to help bring utility to those to make it easier to understand when you can win, what it is to win a contest, basically.
And a nice little speed saver here. Diegolazo gonna go for the TM here because he can, instead of having to go all the way back, he can just end the contest and be teleported. So unfortunately not the TM he needs, but doesn't have to walk back, so saving time here. Finn on the other side does find the same war portal.
Luckily, when you finish the contest, you don't actually have to pick up that Sunstone, so you can just leave without a worry. Alright, so Finn gets the War Turtle after a couple balls. Just for those who are wondering why they're chucking balls at full health, with how we set the randomizer, we set it to max catch rate, which means you have a 1/3 chance at full health, around 50%, or around, I think 50% health. It's like a 75% chance of catch, or it basically progressively gets better. It's as if you're tossing every Pokemon's like a Pidgey. The other effect is that all the balls, like Ultra Balls and Great Balls, are also have the same catch rate as a Pokeball, so there's not really a reason to buy them unless you need to buy different balls for the goal.
And Diego did pick up the other TM, it was TM04, so we got the middle goal. Finn will have that information, right, because Diego had just marked win and bug catching contest as well, so he knows it's one of the two, either in National Park or Route 38, I think it is.
34.
See, I never get these right, that's why I
Sorry, 35. 34 is below Goldenrod, 35 is the one above Goldenrod.
This is why
Finn
I always
does
just
pick
do it
up
in relation to where
Headbutt.
cities are instead.
Finn does pick up Headbutt, so that's good to see. And finds his Omnite as well. When you're not repelling, you'll find a bunch of things. Probably on the card.
Yeah, so not only does he find all the Pokemon information that Diego has, he also still has that Cubone Diglett information over Diego, as well as the Celebi that was on his rival fight.
Realistically, Finn has a path at this point, assuming they're catchable. Because he would be able to get at least column 2, road 2, top, bottom left to top right, and column 4.
Yeah, that's great information to have at this
Although
point.
he would need one more have to have one more bingo for that, but I'm sure it's possible.
Yeah, at that point you just really hope you find an Arbok or a Sandslash, because row 4 is looking really easy. So this Ninetales Diego is fighting actually could be difficult for Finn to find because he's back in the national park outside of the bug catching contest. It does have different counters when you're in the contest versus outside of. So unless Finn thinks to go look here, he might not be able to find this information.
I mean, I think he's going to go there, considering the corner goal is defeat all 4 trainers in National Park, and he will mark it off in just a little bit. And actually, in this case, it might have been nice to hide that information by not catching the Pokemon quite yet, and then coming back later. But if you know, for example, your opponent's not repelling, that it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, those are both
unless
really
you
good
sneak it
points.
in by fishing, which she was trying earlier, but it didn't quite work out as well as he had hoped.
Finn also choosing to go from the bottom here, so also probably picking up this coin case. Interesting question in chat, based off of what you were saying earlier with could have chosen not to catch it to try and hide the information. Question in chat is, would have skipping defeat all 4 trainers in National Park, coming back to that later, still hit the information of where Arcanine was,
Yes.
or Ninetales was?
Actually, that probably would have been another good thing to do, and a lot of people will do that. It will avoid completing the goal to hide it.
Yeah, so shout out to H-Roll for that question. To answer your other question, Dragon type, I believe in this gen is physical.
No, it is special.
It is special.
Dragon is special. You can... The special... the easy way I was always taught, sort of, or the easy way to think of it is, it's all the evolutions plus Dragon. So that's Electric, Water, Grass, Fire, Psychic, Dark, Dragon. Ghost in this gen is physical, so it's really killer because a lot of the Dark types are physical, and a lot of the Ghost types are special, but it's kind of reversed. I guess nobody's picked up Kenya. That's a free Pokemon, and well, it's also a TM, but it's a free Pokemon that could have goals.
Yeah, I mean, if we find
Diego
out
might
later
pick it up on his way out, but you never know.
Because if we find out later that it's a Golem or a Rhydon, both runners are going to be kicking themselves. And he does pick it up this time, you're right.
Sometimes it's worth just checking later. I mean, because once you pick up Kenya, you can't do the easy box switching, or moving Pokemon between boxes in your party without taking off the mail, so sometimes it's worth just delaying the Kenya pickup until then.
Yeah, and I have seen, again, because for HM Field Moves is on the card, I have seen a couple of runners this tournament. After the Pseudo-Wudo fight, they go pick up Rock Smash and just get rid of Kenya right away if it isn't something that's useful.
That's always one of the nice things, is that... that's so funny, it's a crocodile. It's kind of a different kind of tree today, but it's just funny to me because that's what Diego caught in the contest to win. But one of the things definitely you have to keep in mind is that if the Kenya is something that has one of those moves, you don't have to, and you have TM50 on the card, there's still a way of getting TM50. What you do is you take off the mail, but make sure that the contents are kept, and you can attach that mail to a different Pokeball, and then give it to Randy, the guy who's by the tree. What the game cares about is what the contents of the mail says. You can even read the mail. It just says, like, it's something about being another path, like, there's something being beyond a path, or like a path to the other side or something like that. The one unfortunate part is if you delete the contents of the mail, it is impossible to create a mail with that because of how the spacing is. It actually is, that's one of the unfortunate parts, that if you delete the contents of the mail, you're unable to give the mail to the guy on Route 31.
And he did remove the mail, did check Kenya's moves. It does not have a sleep-inducing move.
But there was a Cubone there. Huh. Was that Kenya?
I think that's what Kenya was.
Wow. See? Goal in the card. Easy.
Yeah, that puts both runners on the same playing field, with the exception of Celebi, which we don't even know is catchable.
Well, in this case, I mean, we have column 2, column 4, row 2, row 5 in the diagonal as basically our main path at this point.
Yeah, they have seen Mischievous, which they can dex, or if they find a Bellsprout, they can do that game card trade.
Yep. Finn also showing us that Kenya is that Kenya is definitely the Cubone. Oh, and it was pointed out to us by the chat. Thank you, Montebank, for pointing out to us that Diego also has Golem Rhydon information from an optional train. From the optional trainer he fought in Union Cave. So that means that the other diagonal is also a possibility for him, which might be easier than trying to get Celebi Mew or Mewtwo, which I don't think he has information on yet.
That is correct. So of the two information that is unique to each runner, I definitely think Diego has the more valuable one. I feel like every run, there's just one super common Pokemon you keep coming across in fights. This time it seems to be Delibird.
Well, I mean, you can't just have one Delibird. You get because I mean, we have to have all the Delibirds here. You get a Delibird, you get a Delibird, everybody gets a Delibird.
Presents for everyone.
No being stingy today. Xatu with Psychic, that presents a lot more problems than I would think it would have. I mean, Xatu has a respectable special attack stat, but Suicune's so bulky that it just shrugs it off.
And we are getting closer to this legendary cries here, so we'll get to hear. Oh, and Diego finding his own Moltres, so that's another genderless Pokemon for his count. He chooses to run from it though.
I'm not sure why he chooses to run from it. It's in his path. Probably just wasn't thinking about that at the moment.
Yeah.
Although Sandslash here, though, that's a good find. That's more directly on his path.
Yep, that will definitely help with row 4, which, like we said, is one of the ones that is pretty quick to do, right? Defeat 6 trainers. Gonna be the longest goal, but even that is just knowing which ones have the fewest Pokemon in it, getting there.
Well, we still will have to hunt for the Dig TM for the most part.
Or get lucky and find something with Teleport, Soft Boil, something like that. So get ready. Right after this fight, we will get to hear the cries. I will continue to guess wrong as always and be corrected by chat, and Finn finds the Ninetales.
It's kind of interesting to me that everything Diego finds, Finn finds like a few minutes later.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looking at this card and just seeing that, and he's probably getting a little bit frustrated, right? And every kind of advantage he thinks he's finding is just being sold out and matched.
Alright, so here comes Romer's time, so we'll be a little bit quiet so that we can listen in. Alrighty. So, chat, put in your guesses.
My short attention span kicked in and I missed them all.
I'm hearing some Ponytas and Pikachus and Weedles. Those sound all about right to me. I can definitely say for sure that Weedle, the Ponyta, and then I was thinking Pichu, but Pichu's a little bit of a higher pitch cry, so it's either Pikachu, it's one of the Pikachu lines. I'm pretty sure it's the Pikachu. But yeah, pretty distinctive, although none of them necessarily helpful for this card.
We do see Diego fighting a Bellsprout here, so that is a trade for the ghost Pokemon that he can do, if he can find it.
Although, did Diego check out the Bellsprout trade?
Ooh, that's a good point. It was Finn who checked it out, wasn't it?
Yeah. Although, wait, Lovely Kiss is a sleep move. There we go. There we go. He teaches the sleep move.
Yeah, and that really helps with row 1. Again, we still have to find this column right on, and that's the information that Diego has over Finn.
Although, even if you don't go for row 1, it does enable column 3.
True, column 3, because he will find the Bellsprout information as well. It is in Morty's gym, so if it's sketchable, that's a very easy column 3 now.
Uh-oh, we don't have neutral Blissey coverage, guys. And it's using Crunch. Oh boy, that's actually a threat. And this is why, folks, you always keep a physical move.
Tried to go for the Blizzard and misses both, so ends up fainting.
I think he did buy some revives though, didn't he, at the mark? Yes, he did. He did pick up some revives, so that's good. He's gonna need to heal up more because that Crunch does more damage than... Oh, never mind, Crunch only does 20 damage, so safe. And does get all the experience on the Espeon, which is very good.
And the Starmie will be much easier to deal with. here is another Mischievous.
You know, Mischievous is one of those Pokemon that you think you would just go down in one shot easily, but it never does. It's got just enough bulk to always live to get 2 hit.
Yeah, this Espeon is doing work for Diego. All this super effective moves just makes him fly through these fights.
So Diego's gonna be able to get here just in time to pick up the berry before the clock resets. So if he wants to grab this berry actually in a couple minutes, he could probably grab it at the second time. It wouldn't actually make too much of a difference since you're usually clock resetting for, oh, I mean, I guess you would need it, but picking up the second time wouldn't necessarily help as much since you usually grab the one on 29 and 30 as your repeats.
And we're just seeing a bit of menuing from Min to get ready for this next fight. We can see again just the progress difference at this point is just really as a result of how much faster Diego can get through these fights. Right, Suicune, again, more defensive means, you know, he won't faint, but its power is the trade-off there.
Well, it's not just the power, it's also the slower leveling. And leveling actually does make a huge difference at the end. I mean, you're losing at least 1 to 2 levels, which means you're chronically under-leveled when you're using one of the legendary Pokemon. That's one of the issues when you do it with legendary Pokemon. So I think Diego's gonna probably fight at least, I think from what I remember he's done last time, he's probably gonna fight 3 trainers on the way to Cianwood and then 3 afterwards.
I actually really like that break up there, just make the
oh no, he touches over the sleep move.
Oof.
Gonna have to unmark that for him. Unless he has another sleep move. If it gets remarked, then he has another sleep move. But I don't remember seeing any other sleep moves other than on the Suicune.
Yeah, everything that Finn has caught, Diego has also caught, so unless both of them had it marked.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. When you have a move goal on your main, you have to be very careful not to delete it. And that can really lead to some awkward situations. Like the worst part sometimes is trying to get before non-HM field moves on your main when it learns Dig. And so you have to... Sometimes you have to balance out your fights versus, you know, just teaching all the field moves. Oh. Oh, never mind. Alakazam has... Hypnosis. So I have not been counting the swimmers, but I think this should be, 4 or 5 if I'm going by which ones he's been fighting.
That sounds correct. I think it's 4, but I also did pay attention to Finn's stream for the last couple minutes just because of exactly what we were just talking about. Actually, it looks like he's choosing just to fight all 6 on the way here, right? Rather than breaking it up 3 and 3.
I think that's respectable. I mean, most of the swimmers have 1 to 2 Pokemon, so it doesn't matter as much which ones you fight. Except for the one that has 6 pokes. Don't fight that one.
Even if you're
For those
hurting
wondering,
for information, it's not worth it.
I mean, maybe if you're hurting for information or trying to get extra levels, but it's a lot of extra time. Yeah, the 6 poke swimmers in the top right corner of the Roll Islands.
He does mark it. That means once Diego beats Chuck, all he has to do is get fly and then go to Goldenrod, and we'll actually have our first bingo for the game here.
Yeah, it is pointed out in chat that I guess Finn did not find the Sand Slash in Burn Tower, but that's okay. I'm sure he'll find a path around that.
Yeah, I don't think that is necessary for him to get the 5 bingos, especially since he does have that sleep-inducing move still. And both both runners on the last trainer before the gym leader of the respective gyms.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. I think considering all the kind of the detours Diego has gone and how long it took him to get the Espeon, that this is actually pretty decent time that Diego's getting to Chuck at around 105 mark.
Yeah, I mean, again, they've gone out of their way to defeat all 4 trainers and the bug catching contest. So I think an hour, 4 hour, 5 minutes, 6 minutes here is going to be more than respectable.
They also have opted mostly not to repel in some of these spots, so the encounters do add up as well.
Thunderbolt's gonna be the way to go to get through this gym, which does work for Finn as well, just because he does have Spark. so both trainers will not have any issues, or both runners will not have any issues with Chuck here.
Yeah, but the nice part is getting Fly right now. Part of that row 2 set.
And with Diego being the first to get it, he has a real chance here to push his advantage, when he does have more squares marked, but the information has been relatively equal, so let's see how far he can push this lead advantage, this progress advantage.
Absolutely. The one thing is that Finn does have, though, besides the sleep move, is those genderless Pokemon. And Golems and Whirl Islands.
That's really unfortunate. It's going to make getting that top left, bottom right diagonal really reliant on being able to find a Rhydon and then being able to catch it.
It also makes column 1 very difficult. Although Mischievous is very free. Not only is it on Route 39, it is also in Equitique Water. So those are, well, 3 slots in Equitique Water, but there's also only 7 slots on Route 39, which means it's not going to be too bad to get. Hopefully.
And with column 1 being a lot harder, we might actually end up seeing both runners choose to ignore the Snore TM, just because we haven't seen Ditto Smeargle either. So right now, that's kind of a dead goal to go for.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest ones to find. Because neither Ditto nor Smeargle do they evolve, nor can you Desperation breed them.
And wouldn't you know it, it looks like the Mischievous is going to be the 3rd encounter slot here, so it might take a couple more encounters to find it.
Yeah, I would imagine from the looks of the levels that it's probably the 10%. It is most likely the 10% slot. And Diego's had enough of that. Perhaps they'll choose a different area.
Might just go for the shiny here. He is making his way to Mahogany.
Since they are going to have the Glacier badge from fighting Price, it might still be worth it try finding the Golem in Whirl Islands. And there's more genderless information for Diego. He should have plenty of information at this point of all the genderless Pokemon he's fought.
Absolutely.
A little unfortunate fighting that Pokemaniac. To avoid fighting that Pokemaniac, you actually need to step into the grass.
And Finn is actually choosing to skip the Swimmers here, so going a different path than Diego might come back and do it after he has Fly. So he will get Fly a little bit quicker as a result.
That's respectable. So Diego might still be looking for that Dig TM. So, I don't know if you've played enough of these, but everyone sort of has their one spot to check for TMs. And I always... the one TM I find that... the one TM spot that tends to have it is usually the Burn Tower TM. It's the one that's so easy to get, but nobody checks there quickly.
For me, it's definitely the rocket-based one. I always go there if I need information because of the electrodes and the traps, and then just being able to pick up that TM is pretty convenient as well.
That's true. The worst, I think, is for sure the Lighthouse, because you have to fight at least 3 trainers to obtain the TM. Well, of the ones that are easily accessible, that is. We're not counting the Mount Mortar TM, nor are we counting Victory Road TM, or even the one that's beyond Tojo Falls.
Yeah, the one I like to try to avoid is actually Ice Cave, just because if I don't have to go to Blackthorn, I don't want to go to Blackthorn.
I feel like there's always some golden ice path. Like, that's why I just don't repel there, because you'll find something there.
right doesn't mean I have to enjoy it though. I still can avoid it.
I mean, everyone's got their hate. Everyone's got their spots where they like and they dislike. So absolutely. I believe Rhyhorn's level has been reduced to 40. That's still 10 levels. That's a little bit much, guys, to try.
Bayleaf 2.0?
I don't even want to hear those words anymore. I have been traumatized.
Sorry to bring that up.
He did eventually evolve that. For the completion.
Listen, I was an early believer. Go back to that VOD. I was on board from the get-go, basically.
I was the skeptical one. Look, I've been traumatized too many times with the backup breeding strats.
Yeah, I mean, I've been traumatized as well, but I've just started to lean into it, right? If you can, like, find some enjoyment in the insanity, it just makes your life a little bit better.
Who needs sanity?
And Diego is going for this Glacier badge.
I mean, I think it's too hard to pass up on when you do have Row 2 from it.
Yeah, Row 2, also column, well, not column 2 for Diego, unfortunately, not yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen the Celebi on the rival, or his rival is different, so I don't think you saw the Celebi. How come Rock-type moves aren't on the card? I feel like most Pokemon I've seen here have a Rock-type move.
Yeah, I would have been a little nervous for Diego if it had been, because he probably would have ended up keeping a Rock Slide if that was the case. So it could be a blessing in disguise that it wasn't.
Let's go, Sandslash. Get him! Oh. It lives!
Oof.
Well, just for one turn. Unfortunate. One more turn.
And Finn does finish Chuck, so he is gonna be getting by here as well.
It's interesting, both of them have always been kind of one gym part each.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Finn chooses to go early Glacier Badge as well, if he goes for a different route.
Looks like Diego forgot to mark the Glacier Badge, so I have helpfully marked it for him.
Diego has stopped picking up items and they've just decided at this point just go for black glasses would be good there. Resetting from this trap Pokemon, you have to either catch it or faint it. You can't run from these trap Pokemon.
That is correct.
And Finn did choose to get Store. As we mentioned, we don't really have information on Ditto's Smeargle, or we know don't know where Rhydon is. We do know Golem is only Whirlpool Island, so unless that information changes, that goal isn't going to help Finn out too much right now. Diego does get a Generalist from one of these electrodes, so making sure this is paying off for him, and he will be able to pick up the TM as well still. Finn decks the Celebi, so it looks like it's in Slowpoke well. And we're not using his sound, but the fact that he's using strength here means it's probably on level 2 here. He's texting the Golbat. I wonder if they had a field move that he's trying to just catch.
Sorry, say that again?
Finn is texting a Golbat, which isn't on the card, but I assume that means it has a field move that he wants so that he can just teach Rock Smash.
I think it had Dig, if I remember correctly, when it was shown in Faulkner's gym. So what was TM27? I apologize. Did someone pick up TM27? I looked away. Hideout TM. Oh! So Diego picked... Yeah, so that Hideout TM randomly did get to TM27. We have to definitely mark those goals. We'll ask him to check his bag later as well as verification. Thank you, chat, for catching that.
Yeah, and Diego's back to looking for this mischievous. Diego commenting on you marking the goal for him.
Yeah, kind of, we're here as, well, chat's helping us out, but we're trying here to be fair, and if you have a goal, it has to be marked.
Mm-hmm. It's
as long as you're aware.
It's a lot to look at 2 screens at once and be able to process everything, so thank you so much, chat, for keeping us honest here.
At this point, since you know it's a 10% on the water, would you gamble on the grass? For the off chance it could be 20 or 15%.
I would, for the off chance that I could also run into Ditto, Smeargle, right on, Celebi, Mewtwo, right? Like, just more options of things to run into now.
And as soon as I say that, he of course decides that it's not worth to keep going in the water. It's almost like I'm channeling my spirit through him. Is that even allowed as a commentator?
Yes. Yes it is. You know, there's always that thing about commentator curse, why can't we have a commentator blessing?
So Diego is still running away from all these genderless Pokemon. I know for sure that if he had caught at least 2 of them, that would be such an easy goal for him to get.
Yeah, and it also would be his first bingo. Oh,
I mean, he already has a bingo. That would be his second bingo.
Yes, my mistake.
I don't think he sees it, though. I mean, he's so determined not to do that, though. Almost kind of puzzling. We'll definitely have to ask Diego about that, because he's passed up on many genderless Pokemon. And sometimes when the goal is kind of offered to you there, I feel like you just take it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it helps you get close to the 5.
But I suppose every time, I mean, it's kind of like, well, I won't, it's not going to be, I mean, for this one, it's a little bit more on the path. If it was out of the path, then I can understand. But then this one, it's literally on his path. Looks like he's still looking for the TMs. Respectable. Trying to still find that dig TM. I think he might be set on trying to get the 4 non-HM field moves.
Yeah, not a bad one for him to get. It does really help ensure row 4 for him. And as a reminder, I believe Diego skipped over headbutt, so even if he does find it, he has to go back to the Ilex Forest and pick that up.
Alright, and Bill's poke today is... a Pichu. Oh, so Finn did... Okay, we have confirmation from the chat that Finn found the Dig TM in Burn Tower. As I told you, it's just the spot for it to be.
I mean, I'm gonna contest that, because again, my spot had TM27, which is still out there.
Yeah, but he can get TM27 anywhere. Well, for free anyways, so it's true. It didn't have to be a Sunday card, but Dig is out there.
I mean, if Finn finds it, that's huge, because he did the Friday to Saturday, so that stops him from having to do any calendar set.
Not sure where Diego's looking for, going for now. But yes, the Game Corner pokes did have Arcanine. I think there was also one other useful poke in there, but they were on the more expensive side.
I think he is stopping to pick up Headbutt.
Ah, right. You did point out correctly that he forgot to pick up Headbutt initially, so this is just the backtrack to pick that up.
Can't fly in here, sorry.
Nope, you can dig out though, or escape rope out. You can't fly in closed spaces. I wonder how close Finn's eggs are to hatching. It's always one of the nice things. I always like trying to pick up those eggs and praying one of them will hatch, but I haven't had it hatched for me in the tournament race yet. Or it's not even anything useful anyways, but you never know.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's still, what, a 1 in 251 chance that it's something you can use, so...
Probably, I mean...
Oh, higher.
Theoretically, yes, but with the legendaries, it's not feasible.
We see Finn going for the Glacier Badge here as well now. He did switch to the Rhyhorn. Probably a good call over this weekend.
Well, he might be going for that ride on Evolution that chat's been memeing about.
I'm gonna be an early adopter and say go for it again.
Look, it can still be a meme and good.
So Diego did pick up some escape ropes right before this, so he will be able to just escape right out of Ruins of Valve. He can pick up that second puzzle that's right by Union Cave as well.
I wonder, so Diego's a little bit...
Yeah, he might just be pulling up
the puzzles guide. I'll be honest, that's probably a little bit better than trying to futz around. I realized when I was doing my puzzles that I have been a little bit slacking since I haven't done them in quite a while. Very disappointed.
Look at that, first try.
Indeed, first try.
Finn does get the Glacier Badge. I didn't notice his Rhyhorn, I think either was switched out or fainted, so still have a lot of luck there.
Finn's trying, and that's what counts. He's trying to help. He's trying. Chat's trying to send him your energy, chat. We want this Rhyhorn evolved.
He deposited it.
He's just gonna put it back into the. He's gonna definitely move it back, right? Nope. Not hard enough.
So we're going to be seeing the swimmer fights that we've already seen, as well as some puzzle solving. So it'll be a little bit of a quiet time, I think.
Yeah, but at least we can see some. We can have some nice. The puzzle solving is very clean. It helps having the puzzle guide in front of you.
I mean, you can't prove that he has it open.
I can't prove it, but it's most likely you have a picture of what the finished puzzle it is. It's actually very nice and useful, because the one that trips me up is always the Omnite puzzle.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me as well.
Well, if they didn't have Cubone for free, Diglett's right there. And it was asked in chat whether the puzzle pieces spawn the same each time, and I guess the answer is no. I haven't done the puzzles enough times to realize, to be sure about that, but thank you, Garth, for answering that question for us. I was always wondering that, if you could find optimal strategies. But it's really just kind of pattern recognition of what each piece is and where it goes.
Diego doing really well without even if he is using reference, right? Being the spot which piece to switch and get them there.
Well, he did put initially the head in the snout and a little bit further down, but it was quickly corrected. So that's 3 puzzles now. So there'll be 1 more puzzle. And that would be for his second bingo. And he's still sweet sending for Pokemon around here. Not sure if what he's exactly looking for.
Yeah, if all 4 Pokemon was on the card, that would have been a nice little find, but unfortunately, not. And that is all 4 puzzles solved for Diego.
So normally in the game, every time you do the puzzle, you unlock more letters of unknown. Although with the randomizers, you just have to do 1 puzzle to unlock unknowns into the wild encounters. With the exception of... So, normally, if you're trying to get an encounter spot where there is an unknown, for example, if you're sweet sending and it fails, that's an unknown slot. And unknowns don't appear on the grass or water until you do at least 1 puzzle. However, you can still find unknowns when you fish or headbutt.
Diego picking up more berries, so he's probably going for a snore as well now.
Well, at least preparing for the possibility of having to do that. I don't know if he's committing or not. I mean, it might just be worth doing in case you find a Ditto or Smeargle.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading there.
I think that's the 8th berry. Actually, no, did he pick up the berry from Shucky? He may not have picked up the berry from Shucky.
I can't even recall what Shucky was.
It was a Meryl. Finn showed it to us. Actually, so you actually have to talk to the guy in the house to start the quest. Diego kind of quickly realizes he talked to the wrong person. He talked to the guy to start the feeding the berries, but then you talk to the woman in the house for the TM. Finn is taking care of these puzzles much faster without a reference, and kudos to him.
So really close race we're having here, right?
Yeah, definitely is. Although I think at this point, Diego needs to keep finding TMs, and it looks like he is going to burn tower, which will yield the dig TM that he's been searching for this entire time. I sort of feel like Diego might have been able to finish a little bit quicker had he picked up any of those Gendos Pokemon. And he did see, so not only did he counter 2, but he did see the Porygon 2 on the Route 29 on his first pass.
I do think, didn't he catch the Magneton in the Rocket Base, or did he faint it? So that would at least be one closer.
I don't honestly remember. Alright, so he's teaching the non-HM field moves right now to the Mischievous. Very good.
And that is bingo number 3 for Diego.
So we do have a confirmation that he did catch Magneton, so that's at least one of them, I believe. So he might be going for... I think he's just set on getting that Golem, which is probably why he didn't commit to the genderless Pokemon. Golem will finish him off if he finds the correct location of it.
Yeah, there's gonna be quite a few places to check here. Hopefully he gets lucky and can find it quickly. Otherwise, I mean, it's called Meme Islands for a reason.
Yes. For the question that's been asked, Golem's only known location is Whirl Island. It is curious that he's choosing the southeastern island. Generally, to get access to all island rooms, you want to check the northeast room. So it's not in this immediate entrance of the southeastern room. So from Whirl Islands, so the reason why, if you're wondering why the northeast room or the top right island, so the top right island has access to Lugia, sorry, but it also has access to the others, but the main room in the top part that's shared with the top left, the northwest island. So from the northwest or the northeast island, you can access the southwest or southeast islands by just dropping down a ledge.
Not in this room.
So it's not in this main room. So once you go down the stairs, that's the main room. I'm not entirely sure which rooms have unique encounters or which ones don't. But that's something I'm sure someone who's more experienced with catch-em-alls has knowledge about.
Yeah, my extent of knowledge of Whirlpool Islands is how to get to Lugia's room without using Flash. So, let's see if... I imagine a lot of runners have similar familiarity, which is probably why he's leaving this room.
My familiarity is really... I've looked at some of the map, but I've kind of tried to learn getting the items in the dark. I'm telling you, it is a nightmare. The only way I can pull that off is looking at a map to judge where I'm bonking. And even then, I kind of futz around. So this room, once he enters it in, is a little bit interesting because you can have access to different parts if he goes through, where there is the water as well. Okay, so it's in this part. So the question is this where in the water or in the ground?
been teaching his skilled moves to his Tentacool, so he'll be marking that goal off very shortly here. So far, 3 encounter slots. Gonna be keeping track of that for us.
Yep, and that's on. Oh, this is 2 of them are in the water though. So we've seen Dugtrio and Jigglypuff in the water, and we've seen Skarmory on the ground.
Finds it in the water. It was the 3rd encounter slot.
Well done. This should be enough to finish him off.
Yep, just has to catch it and hit the done button. With this, he does have 2 wins, which is enough to lock in 3rd place at the very least.
Yep. GG. Oh, looks like he's in here, so we'll move him in.
Congratulations on your 2nd victory here. How does it feel?
Hey, good night to everyone,
Oh.
everybody. Wow, I feel like it's a good victory, but these RNGs was so bad. Golem in White Islands was my last option.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Did you? So you did find a lot of genderless Pokemon. Did you think about catching that to help complete your bingo goal, or complete a bingo diagonal?
I mean, I have Emo Tracker to all the enters to White Islands. I just need to, yeah, and I have what is the word? I have a direct goal with the golem, so I decided to check the golem because I didn't see another goal genderless Pokemon. That's strange. I only saw the Pokemon I catch.
I think you did pass. So I think you passed up a couple of genderless. There was one I think in Brent Tower that you saw. You did catch the Magneton, and I think you saw Porygon 2 on the first route. But either way,
I forget Porygon 2. That's right.
You also did have several genderless Pokemon you fought, like Staryu and Starmie. But either way, your path was very good. It was easiest path to get done with the minimal amounts of bingos. Or bingo goals, rather than going for 6, potentially. So it worked out for you.
Yeah, and the another thing was looking for a sleep-inducing move or non-HM file moves. That was. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if I'm doing the things good or I'm losing time. That's my That's I was thinking in all the race. Sorry for my bad English. I need to improve
Oh no, it's
my
fine.
pronunciation.
I think you did right. I mean, you were looking for TMs anyways for that middle goal, so checking all the other TMs for Dig was totally fine. That you looked into the TM 27 was also kind of funny, but it paid off for you. I mean, you didn't have to go to talk to the person in Goldenrod for it.
And another thing was that Espion. Was so good.
It was so good, although it seems like you were having a little bit of trouble. Did that wipe you twice in the early routes?
I mean, I choose the Cyndaquil. That's that doesn't help me to catch anything.
Yeah, it was a little bit rough, but your persistence did pay off, and that was a very good Espeon. 11 special attack, and having Thunderbolt, Blizzard, and you got Flamethrower and Surf. I mean, what else can you ask for, right?
That's a monster, God Espion. It's tier. I have
Definitely.
a good Pokemon, yeah. What Pokemon has Finn?
Finn was running the Suicune. It actually learned a sleep move on its own, but his actual other sleep move... It looks like...
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I think we're just trying to get Finn in here as well.
Oh,
GG,
okay.
Finn.
GG Finn.
GG, man. That was fun.
Unfortunately, Finn, this was your last race of the tournament, but I think you won over a lot of people's hearts with your mains.
I would hope so. I really wanted to use the Tentacruel there, but I just kept dying, so I had to make the switch.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We had several people who tuned in for the first few minutes and then was hoping you would be able to make it with that tentacle, but it seemed like this was not the one for today.
Yeah, the game just kept telling me no, basically. So I just had to accept it. I couldn't force it.
But you did find a lot of it. Just to confirm, you had hypnosis on your Alakazam, correct?
Yeah, I did.
I apologize. I unmarked it 'cause when I saw you teach over your Suicune, but I didn't realize you had that sleep move on your Alakazam.
Yeah, because I realized that right after I learned Lovely Kiss on Suicune. And then, like, once it was unmarked, I was, like, second-guessing myself, like, does it really have hypnosis on the Alakazam? I got kind of sketched out, but it's all good.
We were kind of told. I was just a little bit worried. I think because it had on your Suicune, that was the easier one to verify.
Yeah, for sure.
I go to a Spanish restaurant. Thanks for the raise,
Thank you
Finn,
for
and
joining us.
Thanks for the
Okay, man.
commentary.
GG.
Congratulations
Easy.
again.
Thank you.
So Finn,
Oop, snow cut out, unfortunately. Finn, what were your thoughts on the card?
I like the card. It's just I wish I could have found that last TM, because if I get that last TM 21 and 27, then I get 3 bingos and then it's over, but I couldn't find
yeah.
it.
So that one is actually given to you on a Sunday, but Diego found it in Rocket Hideout.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, if you go to the TM floor on the department store on a Sunday, there's a lady there right next to the salesperson that can give it to you.
Okay, I didn't know that info. I probably would have, like, reset my time to do that.
Yeah,
had I
it
known
has to
that,
be on a
but it's
Sunday.
okay. Yeah, it's alright.
So, no worries. It's a learning experience. It seemed like you and Diego were trading off catch goals. It seemed like you would catch one and then he would catch it, or you would get it in the other way around. So what does it feel like when you were kind of trading off goals like that?
Oh, that was pretty fun. That was like probably equally as thrilling as my match against Ladash, where that was pretty close. There was one point where he caught, what was it? I think the Ninetales and the Wartortle, and I knew where he was, so I kind of metagamed that, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to use repels here until I find both of these guys in the forest. And once I did, I used the repel.
The Wartortle was in the was in the forest, and the Ninetales was in National Park. You did miss that Sand Slash though. That was in Burn Tower.
I was in Burn Tower. Okay, that's a well.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But it was unfortunate that the one goal you had over him in that cube was, of course, given for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's man, because I got that Cubone, and I was just like, man, that was like my one goal. That was my lead. But it's alright.
And you all chose different starters, so your rival fights were different, so you got Celebi information. And
I did, yeah.
Diego actually ended up fighting an optional that had Golem information, so you guys did get slightly different Pokemon information.
You know what optional that was?
The spinner
he
in
fought
Union
with
Cave.
Yeah, it was the spinner in Union Cave,
Okay.
the spinning hiker.
Oh,
So he
man.
went off to Whirl Islands to finish off his bingo. Took a little
Okay.
time to find it, but he found it in the southwest island in the water.
Yeah, I I saw the shiny Rhyhorn, and I caught it because I forgot what level it evolves into Rhydon.
It's level 40-ish.
Yeah. And then I realized, and I was like, okay, wait, this is not going to work. Because I thought I just had to level up like a few times, and then I would be set. But no, that would have taken forever.
Unfortunately, it is level 40 for this, I believe, with
Yeah.
the bingo that sets it a little bit lower than it normally is. We did. I think some people were hoping that they would, because the Tentacool didn't work out, you would push through and get the Rhyhorn to Rhydon.
Yeah, that was my plan until I realized what level it evolved. But it's alright.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But thank you again for participating in this tournament.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for commentating, and thanks everyone for watching.
I don't know if... do you have any more questions for him, Fancy One?
Just as always, where can people find you to follow you?
I stream on my Twitch channel, Hgfin. That's about it.
Thank you very much. And I hope to see you around. Hopefully you'll still keep doing Crystal Bingos.
I intend to. I want to do that tournament in December, I think it is.
Yeah,
well, we're hoping...
item random.
Looking forward to it. I love seeing all the fun things you try and run, and your races have been so much fun to commentate and watch, so...
Alright, thank you.
Right, thank you very much. And for those who are tuning in, we don't have any... This is the last match for today, but we do have 2 more matches on Saturday. Actually, we have 3 matches on Saturday.
I think Snow Bear cut out again. We have Furious Magic versus Spider-Man at 2 p.m. Eastern. Rob the Gamer 115 versus Uncle Iroh also at 2 p.m. And I'm gonna pronounce this wrong.
Sorry. And it's Mountebank versus Ethan 26 at 10 p.m.
Hey, that's my
Looks like the
boy
bun
Ethan. Let's go.
It looks like my bun keeps getting to me.
You came back just in time because I was hesitating on how to pronounce that.
Yeah, so these are very important matches actually, which will help determine the seeding in the group. So, or who makes it to the playoff and who doesn't. So, stay tuned for all those 3 matches. Sorry, we're gonna sign off and we'll see you in a couple of days.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.